Good morning, everyone. So again, this is your teacher, Eliza M. Antilano. So before we'll start with our discussion, again, I would like you to please turn off your camera as well as to mute your microphone. So let's start with our discussion. But before that, let's discuss first what is our objectives for today. So one of those is to identify the tools and equipments such that measuring tools, marking lining tools, and then follow basic preventive maintenance and value resources for future use. Okay, now since we're done with our objectives, let's proceed to the lesson proper. So our topic for today is all about classification of hand tools. So we have different kinds or different classifications of hand tools that we will going to discuss. But let's discuss first the measuring tools and the marking lining tools. So for measuring, take count of weight, length, time, or temperature. So now let's proceed to the types of measuring tools. So one of those is the pull-push rule. So pull-push rule is used for measuring long pieces of stock. So this is an example of pull-push rule. Okay. So it is used to measure long pieces of stock or something that we are going to measure that is long. So we use this measuring tool. Next, the zigzag rule. So it is a folded measuring tool. Okay, so as you can see in the picture, this kind of ruler or rule is folded. Okay. Next, we have the ruler itself. So it is used for measuring short pieces of stock. So we have for long, now we have also for short. So this is an example of ruler. So this one, maybe we can use it if we have activities in school, so such that for measuring purpose. Next, we have the caliper. So it is used for measuring diameter. So for diameter, this is what we are going to use, the caliper. Next, we have also the tri-square. So for tri-square, it is used for checking flatness and squareness. So this is this is the tri-square. Okay. Next, we have the meter stick. So it is a device, measuring device which is 1 meter in length. So we are familiar with this, the ones that is the one that we use during activities in school for measuring purposes. So it is 1 meter length. So it is 1 meter in length. So this is the meter stick. From the word itself, meter stick, which means meter, it has 1 meter in length. Next, we have the divider. So it is used for dividing distance. From the word itself, divider. Okay. So this is the tool used for dividing distances. Next, we have the compass. So it is used for scribing arcs and circles. So this one, we use this for making circles or arc. Okay. Next, we have the protractor. So it is used for laying out angles. So this is an example of protractor. Okay, so for measuring tools, we have discussed the these are the tools that we use to measure. So maybe for temperature, we use the thermometer. So maybe with the length, we use this tools that we have discussed, and then maybe for weight, we have the weighing scale. Okay, that we use on weighing our weight. So those are the measuring tools um, that we imply in this discussion for measuring tool. Okay, so now let's proceed to the handling of measuring instruments and tools. So the first one, we have identify the tools for measuring tool. Now let's move on to the preventive maintenance. So for preventive maintenance of handling measuring instruments, we have the do's and don'ts. So for do's, we have wipe measuring tools or instruments before returning them to the storage room. So it says here that after using the instrument or the tool, you need to wipe it off, no? Or clean it in order for it to prevent on being rusted or being rust. Next, oil the movable parts of the measuring tools such as zigzag rules, calipers, dividers, and compasses to avoid stock up. Okay, so after using the mentioned tools, you need to apply some oil, no? For it to be functionable um, on the next task that you're going to do, or after doing the again so after doing the task that you have gone, you need to wipe it off, and then maybe you can put oil for it to be more functionable on the next task that you're going to do next time. Then make sure that grits like sand do not get inside the housing or case of a pull push rule to avoid wearing off the graduations. So, after using the instrument or the tool discussed here, you need to make sure that there is no sand, no? In order for it to be functionable on the next task that you're going to do next time. And then, check the lock of a pull-push rule if it is working. So after that, of course, you need to clean it. Maybe you can apply oil to it, and then make sure that there is no debris of sand or anything that is being stuck on your tool. And then next, you need to check also the functionability of the tool that you're going to use. Maybe it's lock or anything, no? So for push and pull, you need to check the lock if it is still working. So if do so, you need to do maintenance for it. Maybe you can fix it. So such as those things. So it is very significant that or maybe using the tool, you need to handle it with care. And then after handle it with care rather, after using it, you need to clean it off. Or maybe you can do the maintenance for it in order for your tool to be more functionable, or it will not get rust and it will last long. So that's why we have the do's for that, for maintenance purposes, no? So that you will not going to indulge in high maintenance of your tool. So that is why you need to clean it before and after using. Now, let's move on with the don'ts. So for don'ts, do not wipe off edges of the steel tape of push-pull rule with bare hands to avoid injury. So for this tool, which is pull-push rule, you do not need or don't use your hands when cleaning your tools. Maybe some of those some of those will make you injured or will hurt you, will wound you. So that's why be very careful on cleaning your tools. It is significant to clean your tools, but be aware that maybe when you are using or you're cleaning the tool, maybe you can use some gloves in order for yourself to prevent from wounding or being hurt or injured. The next, do not pull the steel tape or pull-push rule too much to avoid the coil spring from damage. So for push-pull rule, be sure that the steel tape, you don't pull it too much, no? Because if you pull it too much, it will get damaged, and then you cannot use it to the next application or to the next task. So that is why you need to be very careful. And then do not use the caliper as tongs. Okay, don't use the caliper as a tong. So meaning the ones that we use for cooking, the tongs, no? So don't use it as a tongs, no? But rather use it in its function. So now we're done with the do's and don'ts. Let's proceed now to, so A, we have done the measuring tools. Now let's proceed to the letter B, which is the marking lining tools. So marking lining tools are tools used to mark what is measured or to be measured. Okay. So we're done with the stops or the instrument or tools for measuring. Now, what you have measured, no? What you use for marking it is what we call the marking lining tool. One of those. So rather, we have types of marking tools or different types of marking tools. So this is the pencil. Next, we have the marking gouge. So for marking gouge, it is a wood or metal tool consisting of a beam, head, and a point where to mark a line parallel to the grain of the wood. So this is an example of marking gouge. So the one that is on a portrait side, or you have there the metal ruler, is what we call the beam. And then for the head, that is one is slanting to it, no, that looks like a head. And then for a point used to mark is the ones that we have the pencil. So this is an example of marking gouge. Next, we have the chalk line. So it is used to establish a straight line on a surface. So this is an example of chalk line. So this is how you're going to make a straight line on a surface, no? And then next, we have the divider. So it is tool with two metal legs used to lay out an arc, circle, or step of division on a line. So this is how it looks like. So as you can see in the picture, it has two metal legs. Now it is used to create circles or arcs or division of a line. Okay, next we have the compass. So it is used to scribe arcs and circle in a metal wood. So the compass looks like this. It has also legs, but it is different from the previous because this compass has two legs, but it has a pencil on its sides. Which ones that the ones that do not have the pencil is marked on the center of maybe wood, and then for the ones that is that has a pencil is the one that you're going to turn around to create a circle or an arc. Okay, so that is the difference between the two. The ones it doesn't have a pencil, and then for this one you have the pencil. Guys, that's all for our topic for today. So I hope you've learned something from this topic and hope to maybe one day you can use this tool for creating something. So maybe you can create an activity. So yeah. So hoping that you will going to answer your quiz and activity for this topic. So thank you for listening. I hope to see you on our next meeting. Goodbye and God bless.